Hey, gang, we are back with another great CPA Purpose story for you this week. I'm Bill Sheridan with the Maryland Association of CPAs. Glad to be here with you. So glad that you're here with me. Still looking for that elusive why, right, behind the work that CPAs do. And my guest this week is Tami Bensky. Tammy's an old friend and former chair of the MACPA's board of directors. She's a lifelong Marylander. Grew up in Eldersburg, went to school in Towson. Now she's a member with Myers and Stauffer in Owings Mills. Been with that firm essentially her entire career. The firm works directly with governmental healthcare organizations, so the work that they do impacts healthcare recipients directly, which is a pretty fulfilling purpose in its own right. But Tami is doubly fortunate because, simply put, in her words, she loves her job. Not just the work, but especially the people that she gets to work with, right? Watching them grow in their own careers. Her purpose really boils down to, in her words, being a positive light in the career paths of other people. And that's just been tremendously fulfilling for her over the course of her 30-year plus career. That career, by the way, got started way back at Towson in school, where she zeroed in on accounting, frankly, because it was the smallest group at her freshman orientation. Seemed easy enough, right? And it fit her schedule too. So there was that. But then she discovered something really fascinating. The more time she spent studying accounting, the better and better it got. And I'm going to let her take it from here. Here is Tami Bensky with her CPA story.
Took the accounting 101 because I knew I wanted to be in business. And as I started learning more about accounting and realizing it's really, kind of like the language of business, it just came easily, naturally for me. And I continued along that course path and just kept going, really. One class after another was more interesting and than the other. So I just kept going and graduated with an accounting degree. I kind of was always sort of driven toward corporate law. So I figured get the business background and then go to law school afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just got a job right out of college, took the CPA exam, passed that. And it just sort of kept getting better.
Yeah,
There was no reason to do something else.
right.
So yeah, that's how it started. Started by accident, but it's been it's been an amazing run and a great career.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's funny, a lot of the folks that I talk to have done so many different things in the profession. They've changed jobs, and that's one of the really the selling points of the profession, I think, is that you can do so many different things. But I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this because you've been with the same firm for so long.
Right.
I mean, what do you see as the purpose behind your work, Tami? I mean, what do you accomplish by doing what you do?
Well, from a practical perspective, our firm works with governmental healthcare organizations. So it would be, the state of Maryland, the federal government, and actually work in every state across the country. So from a practical standpoint, the work that we do impacts recipients directly. Making sure that, limited dollars are being used in the most prudent and effective way to, enact all of the programs that need to be, done for adequate health care to those that are most vulnerable, the elderly and impoverished. But from a personal standpoint, I love my job. I say every day, retirement is not too far on the horizon, but like, I just can't imagine not doing what I do. I love the people that I work with. I love being able to watch them grow in their own careers. As you start your career, you're singularly focused, right? I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing and
Mhm.
and meet the expectations that are set for me. And 30 years later, now I'm in a spot where I can help others reach the goals that I have. And that for me is the why at this point. It's about, seeing other people succeed. Um, and just, being a mentor, being a guide along this, crazy path of life that we're all living. Um, and life is complicated, right? There's ups and downs. There's, veering on and off the path. No one really has a straight line. And just being able to guide people through that and be, one positive light in the career path of another person has been really the why I'm focusing on at this point.
That's terrific. I've heard, I can't remember who it was, but somebody at one point down the road said, that's a sign of a good leader, right? Is that they're creating new leaders.
Absolutely.
And I kind of get that vibe from you that
Yeah.
you feel that responsibility to.
Oh, absolutely. And and it's important, in order for my team to grow, I have to also be growing, right? If I can train someone to do what I'm doing, then I can go off and do something else. And then
Yeah.
train someone to do that and go off and do something else, something interesting, to me. So it's been really gratifying to see the incredible team that I have working with me. We can just, talk things over. I surround myself with really smart people, right? I consider myself to be one of those smart people, but the people that I work with are incredible. And they've done so much for me. So their skills and abilities lead me to, off to do even, more interesting things. It just keeps getting better as time goes on.
Why should young folks consider this as a career? I mean, what would you tell somebody who's trying to figure out where they kind of fit in? What would you tell them about accounting?
Well, I mean, accounting just has offered me personally so much flexibility. And, public accounting is not for everyone, but it can be. There's so many different directions you can take. One of the jokes that my mom always used to tell is that she paid for my education, but I can't do her tax return. And that's true. I've never done a tax return for compensation, right? I've never done anyone else's tax return. I've done my own a couple of times and don't do that anymore. So, when I tell people I'm a CPA, they say, oh, you must be having a tough time, oh, I bet you can't wait till April 16th, today. But no, like for different reasons, it's tough during this time of year, but not because taxes never have done it. So I would say that, flexibility and the endless opportunity that accounting offers is why people should look into accounting. It's just dynamic. You can take your accounting degree into public practice. You could work in government. You can work in private industry. There's just so many different things you can do. And interestingly enough, I'm a CPA and have lots of experience in audit. But the part of my job that I love the most is leadership training for our associates here at Myers and Stocker. So I spend a lot of my time developing content and doing research and delivering programs to train the next level of leader in our firm. So who thought, when I'm sitting in a tax, class in, 1992, that I would be at this point in my career now, that I'd be teaching other people how to lead businesses and how to serve clients and just really be the leader that we need for the future. It's just been really meaningful to me. And knowing that the career path has been so varied and interesting and dynamic and ever changing has been, is what I would tell students about the profession. It endless possibilities and can take you wherever you want to go.
Great stuff there from Tami Bensky. So glad she could take time out of her busy schedule to be with us today. We want to hear from you as well. So head on over to macpa.org/y and share your story with us as we try to offer just a little bit of inspiration to the next generation of accounting and finance professionals. We want to hear what your CPA purpose is as well. In the meantime, thanks for being here. We'll be Let me try that again. We will be back again next week. More stories to share then. Until then, thanks for being here. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Take care.